Hi guys, and thank you for watching as always. We're back with building castles. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start decorating this wall out, because in the end of the last video we'd already finished the outer turrets and we'd done a bit of top decoration and bottom decoration to make the wall not look flat. I'll give you a reason why I've used the orange blocks in a second, as soon as I stop falling to the ground. Okay, so the plan is we're going to start decorating the outside of the wall. The outside is going to be this side, the inside is to that side. The reason why I've used orange blocks here is because it's such a big, it's such a long and vast kind of object. It's really hard to count between the blocks, so I use markers like orange or blue wools to give myself some markers so I know where certain points of the actual map are. So what we need to do is I'll do this off camera now. I'll do a quick jump cut. I need to count all the orange blocks, so I've got a number, so I know what I can divide it between. I know where I can set myself up for. I did try and do, just out of blatant interest, every 10th block I did put a blue wool underneath one of the orange wools, and it was out by about 2, I do believe. I should have counted the blue wools, actually would have made things quicker. But I'll do a quick jump cut now. I'll count them up and then we'll know exactly what we're playing with. Okay, so jump cut. Okay, so I've just counted the orange wool blocks and there's 80 of them. Okay, so that's a really good number. As you'll know, obviously it will divide up into, well, most things that we can think of. Well, not most things obviously, but you know what I mean. It'll divide up into tens, singles, it'll divide up into twos, four, will it divide into fours? No, it won't. But yeah, it will actually. Sorry, yeah, 20 times 4. Yeah, but you get the idea anyway. 80 is a good, strong, round number. It's good that it's an even number. If it's an odd number, things can get a little bit tricky. So we know that the centre is going to be block 40. So we know that wherever 40 is. I'll count that out now. I'll do another jump cut, and I'll see you in a second. Okay. So I've done double checking and everything, and we found the centre. So basically, I've used a different marker. I've used the blue wool. So basically, if we count this block here, in that direction, including this one, there's 40 blocks, each with a gap of 1, obviously. And then if you count this one and go in that direction, there are 40 blocks. So basically, we know that this is the exact centre of this build. So what we can do with this now is we can plan out structures on the building, knowing that they're always going to be symmetrical. And it makes life easy for yourself. So, for example, say we wanted to would use different colour wool. The reason why I use wool is because there's so many different colours that you can actually give in your head. You could give yourself like a little notepad and write down what each colour represents. So for me, the orange would mean every other block. So it's like I'd put something down like orange equals every other. Every second block. Then I've put blue wool, so I put blue equals centre. So you just use the blue wool to know exactly where the centre of the actual build is. I mean, you could run that blue wool all the way down to the ground, but I don't think you really need to. And then you'd use something like red. And say we wanted to build a structure, so we wanted to build a structure that was going to be, like, say we were going to do some decoration on the front of this, so we were going to use some blocks, and we were going to create like an outward plinth sort of thing. So we put red equals outward plinth structure. So basically what you'd do is you'd pick out, so say we were going to do one here. This is not going to actually happen in the build. Something similar will happen, but I'm just giving you an example. So we'll pick one there. So we know that it's the 4th block in from the blue. So we'll go to this one here, and we know we can just plot one there. And we know for a fact that's symmetrical. Okay, so we know where to start. If you're going to do something like this as well, if you're going to actually build a structure, always do it on both sides if you can. I can never remember the times. If you could just let me know now. Is it 10,000 or something like that? Yeah. Always just when you start, say you're going to build something now, like on this side, you think, right, okay, I'll build something here, blah blah blah, and you start building it. Before you do that, place one block down where you're going to start the build, and then place it on the other side, and it stops any kind of confusion a little bit later on. So basically, so then we do, like, say, a little tiny structure. I don't know, we're going to make it up as we go along, I suppose. It's not going to make any difference. We're not building anything here, we're just giving the example. But you get the idea anyway. So basically we're going to build something there. So we can follow it from this side, and we can go, right, okay, so we know we went one out, one out. Did we go out another one? Yes, we did. So we went out, another one, another one. And I always find it easier if you're just building these kind of steps. Build each side as you're doing it. Obviously, it's going to get more and more difficult as you move out, but the point is, if you're going to do something uniform over the whole structure, whereas you might do like a slim structure on this side, but then you might do a bigger one, and then alternate them between the other. Once you've done both, once you've done each, sorry, I'm finding it difficult to explain. Once you've done each of the set on one side, and then you've done each of the set on the other side, and you followed the simple rule of just doing each one bit by bit, so you know exactly what you're going to do, and you're going to do that. Say you had that, then a different shape thing, and then you had another different shape thing, and you thought, yeah, that's about right now, and you're about 20 blocks in, so you think that's halfway between. You know, well, that's a quarter of the way in to the outside. You don't really have to go jumping from that side to that side, because then you can just follow the rule of what you've used here. So you go that, then you go back to the beginning and go that, and then use the middle one and go that, and then use the outer one and go that. That probably didn't make any sense whatsoever. But it kind of did in my head a little bit, but I probably would have got confused by that as well, actually, just then. But that's generally the idea that I kind of try and follow. If you just try and make little steps, the point is basically, if you don't make little steps, you'll end up building something and then trying to replicate it, and then it'll become impossibly hard to actually replicate, because you'll be constantly going back to it thinking that doesn't look right, that block's out of place, this doesn't meet up anymore. If you do it step by step by step, you're less likely to actually make a mess of it, which comes from experience. I'm not just saying it out of, you know, oh, this is the way you should do it. I'm literally mean this is from total experience of building things in symmetry. So you get the idea anyway. So that's generally what we're going to do now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some structures. I'll probably do it. What I normally do is I'll do them in red wool first, because then you can actually see from a distance. So rather than plonking, so if we wanted to do something similar, if we wanted to do the same build on this side, so say we went like this, you get the idea what I mean in a second. Some of the things that I'll give you, like little tips and stuff, are going to make a lot more work for you, but you'll get why in a bit. So you can still make out the outline, but when they get really complicated, the designs, it can start getting a bit tricky, especially when you're up close to the wall. You start thinking, it's always best, the way I see it anyway, if you build it in red wool or whatever colour wool you want, and then go like, okay, yep, so that's the design I want, and you can blatantly see it looks exactly the same as the one on the other side, because it's in bright red wool. Knock out each one, and just replace it with brick. This might be a time consuming. You might think it's better to just get on with it with the brick, but like I say, when it becomes much more elaborate, you might find difficulties. So I always do the red wool first. It takes a little bit longer to do, in the sense of it takes as long as it takes to knock out the red wool and put a block in its place. But at least you'll have a design that you can follow on the wall, and it's much easier to see from distance. Because especially with things this size, you might want to pull out as far as possible to have a look at exactly how the wall looks on either side, and that's key, really. So what I'll do is I'll do a jump cut now. I'm going to do a bit of a swirly wildy design on the wall. Yep, that's a real word. And then we'll come back to it and we'll have another chat, and then we'll see where we're going from there. Okay, so jump cut for you guys, and I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so sorry. Okay, just to do another jump cut, what I'm going to do here is I planned out a bit of I'm going to do some sort of flying buttress sort of motif type thing. So what I've done, you'll notice, if we start from the centre, so we've got our two centre blocks here, the two blue blocks. I've gone 3, 2, 3, 2. So you can see there's 3 orange blocks, then there's 2 orange blocks, 3 orange blocks, 2 orange blocks, 3 orange blocks, 2 orange blocks, 2 orange, and then, well, it goes to the end after the 3 orange blocks, and it does the exact same on the other side. This is always worth checking as well when you're building like this, just to make sure it all fits in exactly. But it should do, as long as everything's centralised and you do everything exactly the same on the same side, it should work out. So same as that one, we've got 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, and it should end on a 3, 2, 3. There we go, so we ended on a 3. Okay, so we know exactly that those red blocks are all placed in a symmetrical place, and we're going to use them. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some flying butchers. I'm going to use the 2s. I won't bore you with what the next bit's going to come. It's going to be along the lines of, this isn't exact yet, I've not decided, I've not thought in my mind how I'm going to do it. But it's going to be something similar along the lines of, say, it might actually go up to just there. And then it's going to come down, and then we'll fill all this in. And it'll come out a bit. Not too far. This will all be completely filled in. And then what will happen is, we'll go down. And eventually we're going to have a bit that lips out, but it's quite a tall wall, so. And then what we'll do then is, once you're doing this, it's like, I don't want it to come out too far yet. I mean, I'm talking about it'll come out here and it'll do a lip. So in fact, let's just do it now so we know what we're doing. So you guys get an idea of how I kind of work these things. When I say these are going to be filled, obviously I'm not going to fill them in completely, they're going to be hollow, but because they can be used in some way. Oops, I'm locked into doing major bit of flying again. Okay. So easiest way I found to do this again is we're going to use markers again. So we're going to use a yellow marker. So what we're going to do is, I think that should do it. So we're going to place a yellow marker on here and here. Oh, I'm using gold blocks, doesn't really matter, does it? It's still a yellow marker. And then what we'll do, let's have a look. What's the best way to do? In fact, let's get rid of that a second. Oh, bloody stupid mossy blocks. So I don't want it to come out too far. Oh, how bad? Does that work? Do you think? I don't know. I mean, a lot of these things that I build, I mean, this is the first time I built a huge sort of fortress castle type build. So it's all play and go and see how you get along with it. That's the trick to this game. Build a structure, build it once. The reason why I'm not doing it like more than once, like I'm not doing it like bit on that side, is because this is kind of easy to do. As long as you set yourself markers, there's no reason why this shouldn't be easy to do. So imagine this, like this. Oh, god damn it! Got my left and right fingers mixed up there. Yeah, so let's do this bit. Oh no, that's wrong. I knew that. It's pressure. It's the pressure. Okay. So again, these would be decorated in some fashion. I won't just use them as. I won't leave them as just brick stone like this. And then do that. And that. And that. And that. And that. And then that. Sorry, I've got bloody right-clicking Tourette's at the minute. I just keep pressing the button in the wrong place. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the idea of what it'd look like in a small sense, but I think it does come out quite a little bit too far from the wall. Let's have a look. So I might scrap this idea, I've not decided yet. Without actually seeing it in the flesh, as it were. It's difficult to actually decide whether you actually like it or not. But that's how all my ideas start. I start with a basic picture in my head, build on it, tweak it as I go along when I discover that it won't work quite the way I wanted it to, because of obviously limitations with using square blocks. And then if it doesn't look the way I want it to, I'll tear it down. I suppose I don't really know if I actually build the whole thing. Stop doing that. I just want to build up the sides so I can see it like what it would look like from its from its side on view sort of thing. It would have a lip around the bottom as well, of course. So we'll do a quick lip. I've made sure as well that you won't be able to just jump up on top. You would be able to use ladders, I suppose, but even if you got to the top, I don't think you'd get a nice reception if you did. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I mean, if you imagine one there as well, one there, one there, one there, one there. It's always difficult as well because obviously when you build outside of this main structure, it looks darker because it's just the way the colour scheme works. I don't know. I don't know if I like that, to be honest. I mean, what I was thinking actually just now, maybe that could be because I'm going to build gates in the centre here where the blue is. Maybe I could have one on either side of there, just for where the gates are, but then do something different down the actual walls. Yeah, I might try that actually and see if it works. See if I can pull it off. What we'll do as well is just to, because I'm thinking, I don't want it easy for people to scale the castle. So I'm going to use some steps just to annoy people. Not you guys, I'm just meaning people that would actually try and get into the castle. Oh, you bugger. Oh, no. I mean, if I had one of them on either side, then we use some steps. Let's get some steps. Some brick steps. Get rid of some eggs. We don't need eggs. And I can allow people to get up to there, but then lip it at the top. Upside down lip. Sorry, just entertain myself with a bit of music there. See, it doesn't look too bad now, but I don't think it'd work with one all the way down. Maybe every second one or something like that. I don't know. What we'll do is I'm going to try it out for a little bit. We'll say yes for now. Because actually I really don't mind it. I think it looks okay. Just let me have a look what steps would look like here first. See if it'll give it a bit more. I've kind of refrained from using steps on the bottom because it's such a huge build. Steps kind of seem a bit feeble as an outward step. Well, an outward plinth sort of thing at the bottom, like a structural sort of thing. But maybe the main wall could do that, and then this could just have a... Yeah, I think that looks a bit better. I think we're onto something here. Yeah, I kind of like that actually now. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. The more you add things to it, I suppose. Maybe we could even... See, this is where you got to be careful now. You can over add to it. Let's see what this will look like. Actually, I think that kind of complements it. Yeah, I'm actually kind of liking that now. I think I'll definitely keep one on either side of the main gates, as it were, and then we can see where we go from there. So what I'll do is I'll finish it off now. I'll just finish these sides off, and then I'll do a jump cut, and then we can have a look at it properly. Okay, so jump cut. Hello and welcome back. Basically, after God, so much messing around, I've decided to use these two things as the entrances to the doorway. So the doorway's going to be here. Yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. Oh God, I put these the wrong way around as well. Should it be that way or should it be that way? Actually, I kind of like it that way. The problem I had was, like an idiot, I tried to use MC Edit. I thought, oh, I'll take a shortcut. Can't be that bad. Is it ever that bad? And it turned out to be the worst thing I ever did. Oh. So basically, I was trying to MC Edit to try and copy one of the towers to put it over to here. And like I said before, I've said it before many times, I can't use MC Edit. I'm crap at it. Only because I've not had practice. But I did try, and it just kept messing up. And basically, I had a bit of a tantrum. So I broke my mouse. When I say break, it kind of had an accident with the floor and my arm. So yeah. So I'm having to use a really old. The problem with this mouse is it's a Logitech, which is cool. You know, it's a Logitech mouse. It's not too bad. But it's got about, I mean, literally no word of a lie, it's got about a 1 meter length cord, and I sit on my bed. When I'm doing these videos, I sit on my bed and my PC's to my left hand side, and the PC's about 2 meters away. So you can understand the issues I'm having at the moment. So probably what I'm going to do here now is end up. I've just asked my housemate. He works in an office, and I've asked him if you've got any kind of mouses that nobody's using that you could just spare one, because I need to obviously add a bit of distance. So I can actually sit, because I'm sat on the edge of the bed here now. Try to do this. When I say bed as well, obviously I don't live at home or anything with the parents, but it's just all my computer stuff and everything is in my bedroom. I do live with somebody else, live with my friend Greg. But obviously I don't have my computer stuff in the main house. It's all in my bedroom, like the TV, the Skybox, the PCs, the laptops, the printers. Everything's in my bedroom, because this is where I work from. So yeah. So anyway, God, what a nightmare that was. So anyway, so we've got an idea of what I'm going to do. So I think this breaks it up quite well. I do like the structure of it now that I've done one on either side. I'm going to do a couple of other structures on both sides, but I'm not going to do them as quite as grandiose as this. They're going to be smaller kind of things, but I'll do that on the next video. So on this video, we've learned that basically don't use MC Edit if you really want to, you know, do things. I mean, I literally, no word of a lie, using MC Edit, I could have built that extra tower there, that one on the left, 3 or 4 times over if just done it by hand. But I'm trying to learn MC Edit so I can copy certain things, and to me it's just not worth it. I'm gonna just carry on doing it by hand. It's just so much easier. Yeah. So thank you for watching as always. Please feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. Go way back. Yeah! Sorry. Please feel free to rate, comment, subscribe. If you're new to the series, new to my channel, please feel free to watch back on the videos. Yeah, and thank you for watching as always. Take care of each other, guys, and I'll see you later. Take care, goodbye.